Have you ever committed any act of violence in your life? No.
I'm a pimp, I'm a player. Scream a motherfucker hater. I'm with the bitch that gives me paper. Fuck a date. I take her where she wanna be. Living in luxury, just having brunch with me. I have a sip of tea, whatever rich folk do. As we get high shit food, take it to the moon. Listen to some of my tunes. Had plenty of room, brought a friend. Now we having fun in the back of the Lincoln. Got it stinking. The knees still weakened. We all freaking different ways. You know I can't behave like a slave. Do what I wanna. If you ain't, wait, I can chop you off at this corner. I'm just a stoner trying to come up. All I want is a bad bitch and a blunt. At all times coming up with sweet rhymes like I'm running out of time. Only got one life, it's mine. CCG trying to take down there all mine. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch. And when it hits, you remember that shit. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch. And when it hits, you remember that shit. You looking good, looking great, hun. Ass look like two big icy white honey buns. Can make you come on repeat as I get meat and put it on repeat. I never consider race, so when I'm taking off the bra and the panty lace, so thong and a slowly, ooh, thinking about you now as I come swoop you up. I'm always amazed, not ready today, but stick to me. Get to that rapper image, and I leave around 8, even though she wanna stay. But play hard to get, let me hit again before she gets her parties over with. This time brought a caramel chocolate friend came with. That's the best gift. We get high, lifted. We get toasted like a pack of Pop-Tarts. We s'mores, oh good lord. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch. And when it hits, you remember that shit. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch. And when it hits, you remember that shit. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch. And when it hits, you remember that shit. Yep, coming out hard as my dick. One thing about mine, it don't get too soft too often, bitch.